What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Well, in today's video, we are going over Ethereum as its price is starting to give us signs and hints that something pretty grim could be on the horizon. Now, I don't want to take too much of your time, so let's just jump straight into today's video. So, looking at Ethereum, we've been tracking this descending wedge for the last couple weeks now. Now, you guys know we put in, these two highs on the 15th of August and then, of course, the 13th of September to create this downward sloping trend line. And then we've put in a couple touches of support to create this downward sloping trend line, of course, giving us this descending wedge. Now, I told you that generally speaking, we will break to the top side of this eventually, but there's no guarantee of when that will happen. And honestly, we could trend downwards for a very long time before seeing some type of stronger move out of this wedge, right? So I've been saying for a couple weeks that I'm not buying any more Ethereum until we get through this green line. The reason being is, why would I buy when it's guaranteed to go down while we're below the green line? While we're under this level, it is guaranteed to go down, so I'm not buying, right? Now, my beliefs in that are getting even more confirmed right now as things are starting to play out with this symmetrical triangle that give me some, hints that, a continuation back down towards the 700, 800 level isn't out of the picture anymore. Now, looking at this, of course, we can see that we have a pretty clear as day structural bearish flag. What that looks like is a downtrend entering into a symmetrical triangle. This will usually lead to a continuation of the downtrend. Now, we have CPI data, and if that does come out, better than expected, we of course could see some strong moves in the whole market, leading this to be a little bit invalidated, and that is totally fine, but we can't predict news. We can, just solely go off what the charts give us. And what the charts are giving us is a structure that will typically break to the downside. Now, there's an issue with that, though. The issue with that, though, is that we are running out of support levels to stop us from capitulating all the way back to these sub 1,000 levels, and we are running out of them very, very fast. What you can see is that this $1,275 level is the last strong level of support that we have before we do start to have to revisit probably as low as $1,000. You can see here that every single time we would get rejected off this level, we would get pushed straight towards $1,000 almost immediately. This level that we had as resistance needs to hold as support, because if we do lose this as support, the likelihood is, just like we did back here, we do likely start to see this push back towards 1,000 over the next couple weeks, which could look like a loss from Ethereum of all the way up to 20%. Now, understand that would have a broad effect on all of crypto, and we would likely see all altcoins suffering pretty bad from this. Now, not only that, though, we can see that is confirmed by looking at our Bollinger Bands here. Looking at the Bollinger Bands, you can see that we did get a rejection off of the 20-week simple moving average, not once but twice. And typically when we get a rejection of this nature, we will revisit the bottom side of the Bollinger Band envelope. That's just what it does, right? Look back here. We tried to capture it, we hit it, we lost support, and we got rejected by it, immediately getting pushed to the bottom side of the Bollinger Bands. We saw back here, boom, the moment we lost it, we tried to hold it. The moment we lost it, boom, capitulation to the bottom side of the Bollinger Bands. It happens on the other side too. You can see here, right? We hit the top side of this Bollinger Band envelope, we came down to the 20 SMA, got rejected by it, immediately resorted back to the top side. Now, there are exceptions, right? We did lose it here and then immediately come back to recapture it. So it's not a guaranteed thing, but it is a very common thing. And I like to go off of commonalities to say that in this current situation, we are in another situation that does push us back towards $966. Remember, we will usually bounce off of it and go to the same side of the bottom or top of the envelope. The bottom of the envelope is sitting at 970, which is the same exact level that we were visiting also whenever we were getting those pushes to the downside, whenever we would get rejected by this $1,275 level. So all things considered, we have to be aware. Let's get rid of all this stuff off this chart here, but we have to be aware that we are in a position, in a situation in which we very likely could get some type of drive to the downside. And I would very, very, very highly recommend, even though I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a licensed expert in any way, that most people maybe slow down a little bit here. Let this news come out, let CPI data come out, and see how this plays out. But at this current situation, in the current scenario we're in, there is a very, very strong chance that we could see some type of capitulation all the way down, again, back towards these $1,000 levels. And that could be, again, pretty devastating for the majority of altcoins that we're seeing right now. Now, some people would say that this is, more unlikely because macro moves to establish double bottoms don't usually happen. But you can look at something like Bitcoin to see that that's not true, right? I mean, we got a very similar move here. We went up, We hit this support, we wicked all the way down to these lows, we started to recover lots of great ground, we ran into some resistance and immediately got rejected back to these same exact levels to create something of a macro double bottom. And that's exactly what we're seeing playing out on Ethereum at this point. If this does get pushed to the downside, likelihood is Ethereum is just trailing Bitcoin. And now we're in a position where we need to start to see this $1,000 level hold, because we may see even further capitulation if it does not, okay? So with that said, guys, it was more of just a warning, is that a lot of people are getting excited, you know, they believe the macro bottom is in, they believe that Ethereum can only go up from here, they think Ethereum is going to $2,000, and I'm sitting back saying, I would be waiting for this trend to break. I would be waiting for this to break, because until that happens, we are guaranteed to go down, and the outlook of us going down right now says that we may go even below $1,000. And so for that reason, I personally am holding off quite substantially from doing a lot of trading or even a lot of buying on ETH right now. Now, whenever I do get to buying, whenever I do get to trading, do remember I do it all through BitGet. They are the best exchange in the world, in my opinion, with some of the best rewards. And right now they are doing 0 fees over on spot trading. So sign up, create an account, save some money on some fees, and they are, in my opinion, the easiest to use exchange. So also save yourself some time. But with that said, that's just going to be about it. Remember, things can happen. CPI data could come out much better than expected, and then next thing you know, the whole market soars, right? It could happen, but we need to understand that I would not be betting against the reality of what is going on right now. And the reality says we're in a position to see this thing hard continue to the downside. And so I wouldn't be doing too much right now because of it. So with that said, that is going to be about it for today's video. I know it's a little bit more grim, not my usual excitement, but that is just the reality of this channel. Some days are good, some days are bad. I just tell you guys what I think. So with that said, of course, I hope you guys did enjoy. Remember, go check out BitGet, get yourself some deposit bonuses, and save yourself some money and some time with their fees and convenience. And with that said, of course, I will see you all next time. Peace.